Hi everybody, I'm Johnny Gould, and here's something for the weekend. Well, coming up on this week's show, the players have had their say. Now we pick our teams of the season. We reveal the best way to motivate a footballer, and which Premier League player looks like this egg chaser. And speaking of eggs, sorry mate, I had to say it. Great pleasure to welcome Mr. John Lay. Big John, how are you?
I'm trying to work out what the egg laugh is all about.
Egghead.
Yes.
Do you like to fertilise your eggs? All that sort of thing, yes.
Let's not go there, eh?
No, let's
How
not.
are you? How are
Very
you?
well, mate. Looking
We're
very
getting
smart.
to the end now, aren't we? It's
We are.
getting exciting.
I know, it is getting very exciting,
Yeah.
and particularly exciting what we're going to be focusing on today's show. Bear with me. Yes, the Professional Footballers Association have chosen their team and player of the season. Congratulations to Ryan Giggs, who's been nominated, of course, and awarded the PFA Player of the Year award. So we decided we should choose our team. First, let's have a reminder who the PFA chose. And now it's time, of course, for your reaction to this, Big John. As you can see, it's dominated by the boys in red.
Yeah, and understandably so, but there's no real surprises. What you have to remember, and we have spoken about this before, they voted for that in February.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
Which I agree, and I've said, I've got till May the 13th to vote for the football writers.
But buddy, why?
And I still haven't voted.
But why are they doing it in February? What, they can't
I don't know.
post a letter?
I don't know. I
quicker
think
than 4 months?
They do it for two reasons. A, footballers are notoriously bad at getting back to them on things like that.
Well, they don't
And
have
B,
email?
Because
They don't have a mobile with a
because
text
Will you
facility?
let me finish?
Sorry.
Because the football writers sensibly do ours right at the end of the season. They try not to clash.
It's not sensible. I'm sorry. The only sensible suggestion is you should have a vote every month, because otherwise you're voting on the form player, whether it be the beginning of the
Footballers
season,
wouldn't be able to do
February.
it. Footballers won't be able to do it.
It can't be that difficult. Right. Okay, John, I personally think it's a ludicrous team. We're going to look at yours first, talking of the word ludicrous. You've gone with this ridiculous Van der Sar decision. Based on what? Based on the fact that he's set a new world record. It's got nothing to do with him. It's all about his back four being the best defensive back four in the Premier League. Why do I say that? I will give you the proof. Van der Sar made 68 saves this season. That's less than Turnbull made in the same amount of time for Middlesbrough.
Right. Can you finish it?
Go on then.
Having gone through all the stats,
Yes.
which you wouldn't know anything to do with this unless you actually sat down and got someone else to do it for you.
Which is why my stats are right and yours are wrong, because you're basing them on memory.
Who
Yes,
has
go on.
who has kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season?
Who's kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season? Van der
Edwin
Sar.
Van der Sar.
Absolutely.
18
Got nothing
clean
to do with
sheets.
him. It's about, but he's
I
only
see.
made
I see.
68
So
saves.
it doesn't matter.
Schwarz has made 130, mate, in a similar amount of time.
He's the best goalkeeper in the world.
He's
at the moment.
conceded 20 goals, the least of all, alongside, of course, Czech. Why? Because they've got a great back four.
We haven't even
because
got
they
yours.
pay for the best
We haven't
team.
even looked
We
at yours.
haven't.
Let's talk about
look
mine.
I give you one thing. Kevin Davies, I wanted to put him in. He's on my super subs bench. I think that's a great decision. Giggs, ludicrous. Super sub. That's all he is. Fabregas, he's a Spanish stallion who can't see out a season. He's missed half the season. How can he be in your team of the season?
All right, so if you don't play 97 games in the season, you're not eligible to be in the best team.
Because
what a load of cobblers.
Because you're
Cesc Fabregas,
always
when he's
getting
been
injured.
fit, he's been
always getting
outstanding.
injured. When
Ryan
he's
Giggs,
fit.
when he's played, has contributed to Manchester United, possibly Manchester United's
One
greatest
goal.
season all season.
One goal, contributed, yes. Player of the season, ludicrous. Give him a Lifetime Achievement Award, fine. Give him Super Sub, Fair Clough Award,
I will give you
fine. Player of the Year,
more than one reason.
ridiculous.
I'll give you 800 reasons
Go on
why
then.
Ryan Giggs is the best player of the season. He has played
'Cause you like him.
800 times for Manchester United.
Exactly, career stats, not this season. It's the PFA Team of the Season, Player of the Season, season 2008, 2009.
Right, okay. So if the football writers vote for Ryan Giggs
Yes.
and follow the players,
Yes.
every player and every football writer in the country's got it wrong.
All it means is that the football writers are voting for somebody they like, somebody who's intelligent, somebody who's respectful,
there's no guarantee
somebody
you'll
who's had a
win it.
phenomenal career. I'm one of his biggest fans, but he
Sounds
is
like
not
it.
the player of the season.
Who is
that?
then?
Is ludicrous. Now, you want some education? Look at this team.
I'm looking at this team.
This is my team. It's controversial, yes, but I will defend every decision that has been made.
Aren't you?
Absolutely. Fulham have got one of the best defensive lessons of the season.
Have you
Aaron
heard what they
Hughes.
talk about him when you go down to the cottage. Well, you wouldn't because you never go to games. So
That's
you
right, the
wouldn't know.
team player. That's right. So what? The
Xabi
manager.
Alonso.
So the manager doesn't know what he's talking about.
Xabi
He's
Alonso
played
has been
3,046
awful this
minutes. 14 minutes.
Again,
the
you've
maximum.
been looking at the stats again.
Absolutely.
Instead of
so as
you
a
letting
player
your heart
who's there, who's
tell you
given
who's been-
110%.
Ashley Young, I'll just about give you. Lampard's not been the best this season. Wayne
Oh,
Rooney, yes.
how can you
Arshavin-
say that?
Now, hang on a minute. You had a pop at me
Okay, go on
for
then.
picking
Go on
players
then.
that have
Go
been
on then.
injured. Arshavin's only played 7 games. So how can you argue with me and
Is
say
that his fault? Is it due to injury? No, it's because Arsene Wenger was stupid enough not to buy him when he should have done.
Oh, what a
Look
load
at the
of
stats.
rubbish.
If you
Rubbish.
ask any Arsenal fan, and
Andre
I've got
Arshavin
loads of
is
them,
superb. And next season,
And if
he'll
you
get
do-
my vote if he plays more
and
than
that's why
3
he's in my
games.
team, and that's why he's because in his season, which has lasted as long as he's been
So you
here.
contradicted yourself
I'm not.
completely.
Because
You've
people
had
like-
a go at me for picking Cesc Fabregas.
Because
And you had a
Fabregas-
go at me
because
for picking
Torres
Andre
missed-
Arshavin has played more games than Ryan Giggs.
Because they have missed half the season through injury because they can't stand the pace. Arshavin hasn't missed a minute through injury. He is a tough Rusky. Next season he'll play every single minute. And do you know, in the short time he's been here, he has got exactly the same goals and assist ratio that Torres has.
Mate,
and he will see out a
Can
season.
I congratulate you? You've just invented a new language. Complete and utter
Well, with radical selections like that, all I can say is, Mourinho, eat your heart out, son. Right, we're all calm in the studio now. On to Footy Tube. This week we've discovered the Bahraini method of motivating football players. Check it out. We've got subtitles here, Johnny Boy.
Yeah, well, you could have done with them just now because you were talking in a similar language. to
So
that.
at least I'm not the one who's going to have to be bleated out because of his language. Thank you very much indeed.
Right, what we got here looks like it's in
Okay.
Bahrain, is it?
Okay, well, what they're not showing at the moment, okay, is he's telling them kick the ball. Now, the reason he's telling them kick the ball, this is basically they've deliberately put one of their very valuable cars behind the goalie, so he knows that if he misses it, his car gets dented.
Talk about inspiration.
Absolutely, and look how good it was. I mean, the guy's a legend.
Who would you put in front of there, Van der Sar or Schwartz?
Oh, Schwarzer every single time because he's going to make 130 saves compared to the pathetic 68 that Van der Sar made. So there'll be, what does that make? 70, that's 62 less dents in his car. Decision made, just proof of the pudding. I know what I'm talking about, and you clearly don't. Anyway, so that's how we get English players to score penalties. How about that for an idea? Park their cars round the goal, and then they'll have no choice but to score. But then again, they've all got about 48 cars, so they won't care. Now, on to crap lookalike and presumably another argument between John and I. This week, we've received a nomination from Chris Clark, thank you, Chris, who thinks there's a Premier League player who looks like this England Rugby International, and of course it's Lewis Moody, the great flanker for England.
I'm surprised you haven't got him in your team. You've got all the others are about as qualified.
You obviously know a lot about rugby. Yes, who is the lookalike? Well, actually, I think this is a really good one from Chris.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
of course, Dirk Coy. Look at that. Actually, who I did consider putting in my team in the season.
I wish you had, because I could have had even more a go at you. They are very similar. So it's,
That's good though, isn't it?
That's sort of not crap. It's acceptable looking like that one.
It's actually quite good, which has no place on this show, in all respects. And remember, if you've got any suggestions for crap lookalike, remember there are only a few more weeks of the season left, so we need you to get them in as quickly as possible. Please do email us at sftw@telegraph.co.uk. And when you do send in your crap lookalike, if you also want to mention that I won the argument about the best team of the season,
didn't.
I'd be very grateful. Thank you. Right, on to the weekend's fixtures. So, yes, what do you think, Johnny Boy? There's some interesting ones there. Ones to pick out, maybe Liverpool-Newcastle,
Yeah, I mean,
West London Derby.
There's two. There's Middlesbrough Man United, top against bottom. But the one that really strikes me is the Liverpool-Newcastle game.
Yeah.
I've said all of it. I had to predict all the results in the Telegraph in the actual paper last weekend,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid I upset a few people by saying Newcastle will go down. I said that Newcastle would draw 0-0 with Portsmouth, and they did. And Alan Shearer said we have to beat Portsmouth, then we have to win our remaining 2 games. Well, under Shearer, they've scored 1 goal and got 2 points. It's not good enough. It's not Shearer's fault. The damage was done before, and they're going down. And already Liverpool have scored 5 against Newcastle. They went in December, went to St James Park 1-5-1. Last season it was 3-0 home and away. So that's 11 goals in their last 3
So
meetings.
that's Middlesbrough down and Newcastle down, is what you're saying on the basis of these fixtures. One quick question.
Yep.
Michael Owen, Viduka, Martins. These are good strikers. Why are they not scoring?
And they're well-paid strikers as well. You can see why Shay Given got out when he did, can't you? You could see the rocks setting in. I don't know. They're not supplying. I saw them play earlier, or a couple of weeks ago, and at Spurs, and they just didn't look at the races. They really didn't. Owen's not his fault, but he was getting no service at all. The rest of the team isn't good enough, and they're going down.
Maybe Michael Owen was at the races. Maybe that was the problem.
Well, that could be the problem. I like it. Good group. You've agreed on something.
Always nice
What do you know?
to
What are you
show
talking
on a
about?
positive note. So that's it for this week. Don't forget you can test your football knowledge against John's quiz at the Telegraph website at the address below. And if you want to get in touch with us with any football-related banter, we love to hear from you, then do email us at sftw@telegraph.co.uk. But that's it for this week from Something for the Weekend, a bit of a ranting show. Thank you for watching. Do hope you have something special this weekend that keeps you in a slightly better mood than my co-presenter. From us all, bye-bye.